Now, you guys probably know I've been on a few vacations here and there, and I've usually gotten messages to say, hey, why didn't you do travel vlog? And I decided, hey, why not for this trip? This vlog is going to be based on my Florida trip, which I done fairly recently. Usually whenever I go somewhere, I just plop myself somewhere. I have my phone, I've got maps, but yes, all great journeys start with the travel. And to be honest, the only thing I can say is just book the cheapest possible tickets, sleep on the whole flight, you're good. This is the thing that really ruined me, because I was actually going to start the day that I got there, but what happened was 2-hour delay went into another 2-hour, into another 2-hour delay, and I only arrived there probably sometime at night, and I just crashed out. So we'll be starting the next day of this vlog now.
It's crazy of how that works. So now you'll get to see the...
Being in Florida, I was actually staying pretty close to Orlando, and when you go to Orlando, there are a lot of attractions. Something Disney related and something water related, and you can kind of see now that I don't really know what's there. Some people literally spend days going to the theme parks, trying as many rides they can in the day. However, I need to get a taste of Orlando, so I managed to visit somewhere called Disney Springs. Whenever there is capitalism, there will always be Coca-Cola and a McDonald's and a Starbucks. At least 2 of those 3 things would exist. And I just came across all 3 of those things in the same place, no more than a 1-minute walk from each other. Disney Springs is like your miniaturized version of a Disney park. However, it's got a lot of retail joints attached to it, so there's plenty of shopping opportunities. Very child friendly, if anything, quite family orientated. I managed to get a ride on the balloon, which I forgot its name, so I'll probably put it in now. But the views on a sunny day were spectacular. You get a whole oversight to the park and what's surrounded beyond that park. But apart from that, it's just shops, and more shops with a few restaurants to suit your palate. Now, since visiting Florida, they had the opportunity to visit Daytona, well renowned in video games, hands down. However, Daytona is also well known for hosting the infamous NASCAR racing series, synonymous to any US national, yet obscure to most outsiders, yet thrills the nation to levels which most car racing series cannot. If you played any arcade game, especially ones by Sega, you probably know Daytona as a particular track or even a theme for one of the arcade machines. Unfortunately, when I went to visit the track, it was all closed off. I guess this is what happens when you come down on a Sunday. But what wasn't closed was the beach. More importantly, Daytona Beach. You probably see like a theme of Daytona here. Daytona Beach offers glorious views along the Pacific Ocean and pier walk that extends for miles to come. There are small pockets of amusements and many interesting views. Unfortunately, I was in my jeans and a t-shirt, so not really beach material here, but it clearly was a busy day. But what taken me back was how white the beach was. Yes, very white, very clear, very clean, almost like cocaine. I don't really know what cocaine looks like, I'm just taking this from Hollywood films. Following Daytona's coastline, I eventually came across a pier to park myself and to bask within the golden hour of the sunlight as the sun set. The beautiful of Daytona Beach. So day 2 America trip, I'll now be dumped in St. Augustine. Right there's the fort, right this side would be St. George Street. Be interested to see what's about, see what's up. However, being in Florida, I thought I might as well check out the oldest city in America, known as St. Augustine. St. Augustine is the oldest city in America, initially colonized by the Spanish, later by the British, and eventually united as part of the United States. The very first thing that I discovered was St. Augustine's Fort, more formally known as Castello de San Marcos. Probably didn't say that right. Castello de San Marcos was established by the Spanish in the 17th century and has been a tourist attraction to hundreds and thousands of tourists every year. As you step inside, you will enter the Plaza de Armas. You'll be confused as where to go first. I ended up going anti-clockwise and explored the guards room, powder magazine, and within the powder magazine, a very tiny room where the powder was stored. If you can fit through that little hole, it is definitely worth going in. It's a bit creepy, but it's definitely worth the experience. As you explore around, you'll find the chapel and, interestingly, the British rooms. And that's the amount of space I have inside. Look, my whole body can take up the whole inside. It is so freaking small. But yeah, damn. At least the breeze is cool in here. I have to give that. But damn, that's when you come out. Then you step up those stairs and you reach the top of the fort and you're breathtaken by those views. On a warm sunny day, 30-degree weather in Florida. Just across the road from Castello de San Marcos is St. George's Street. St. George's Street is a historical shopping district, though shopping district is a push for words, I'll be honest. Think of it as a place where a little bit of everything to do with the history of the place can be found. Now, since St. Augustine was a Spanish colony, there is heavy Spanish influence on the architecture. This is very apparent in the local church, which I ended up stumbling upon. It looked very interesting. Something interesting to note was the way the church was constructed. As the church was on the shape of a cross, on the left-hand side was the rise of the Archbishop, but on the right-hand side was the fall of the Archbishop. Anyway, you probably walked a lot at this point, so you can call it lunch. And for lunch, I was recommended Colombia's Spanish restaurant. Literally called Colombia's Spanish restaurant, it's easy. From the outside, it's a place that keeps itself to itself. It's got a very homely appeal to it. But if you know where it exists, it is a gem. Honestly, I wish I could remember what I had, but it was some kind of Spanish, Chinese influence. But what stuck to me was the dessert. It was the most orgasmic, mouth-watering experience I've ever had in a very long time. It's called white chocolate bread pudding. It was pretty much bread pudding, but sitting in a pool of white chocolate and tequila topped with milk chocolate flakes and served hot. Riding on a full belly, it was time to explore a little bit more. Coming across Flagler College. And who would have guessed? It's massive. The building itself is remarkable. Even the entrance is grand. It doesn't even feel like a college or university. Something across the road did catch my eye. The Leitner Museum. The Leitner Museum was once known as the Alcazar Hotel, which was actually built by Henry M. Flagler. Yes, the same Flagler as Flagler College. As you walk towards the museum entrance, you're welcomed by a small courtyard, but damn, this place makes an entrance and a half. Now, Otto Leitner founded the Hobbies, the magazine for collectors, in 1925 and encouraged his readers to collect something. During the Great Depression, as Chicago mansions were up for sale, Mr. Leitner bought whole mansions including their contents. This ultimately led to the Leitner Museum. As they entered the museum, you were greeted by a restaurant, which, believe it or not, used to be the largest indoor swimming pool in the 19th century. But anyway, the Leitner Museum was a great finishing point for the day and very close to the Bridge Lines. Anyway, lastly, on my day 3, to check out the World Golf Village. This is essentially the headquarters of the PGA. And it almost feels like you've entered the United Nations until you look around carefully and witness the well-maintained greenery and golf courses surrounding the World Golf Hall of Fame. World Golf Village has breathtaking views wherever you look. It is hard to find scenery that will hurt your eyes. Interestingly, for the casual golfer such as myself, who doesn't take the game seriously, there is a putting course, but it's nothing amazing to be taken back by it, except for the fact that it's, PGA. Really though, there are views for days, literally. And on that note, this is my first travel vlog. I hope you guys like this format and style. Tell me down below what you want to see and how you want it to be done. Give me your input. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Better still, share it amongst your friends. And if you haven't already, subscribe.